Good morning, Snow West. This is Christopher. Oh, excuse me. That would be Graybeard the Pirate Guide. Out for a ride today with a couple of boys. I've got MJ and I've got Mike, both from North Dakota. They accepted my invitation last night to come join me to go ride in Mesa Falls. I am here at Bear Gulch, and as you can see, it is for the most part completely empty. This is normal for Island Park on a midday. Very few people trailer into Island Park during the week, so that we've got the entire south end of Island Park to ourselves today. We're at 5,800 feet. We're going to climb up a couple of hundred feet to go to Mesa Falls. If you have never been to Mesa Falls in the wintertime, you want to put this on your absolute must-see list. And especially so if you can come here when it is cold. And I mean bitter cold. Try to see Mesa Falls when it's been 15 or 20 or 30 below zero for a couple of days. And you'll see the reason why when we get up there. The falls generate a tremendous amount of mist. And on bitter, bitter cold days and nights, that mist flash freezes and coats the canyon walls. And we end up with an absolutely spectacular scene. And that's the reason I chose to come up today. We've had that very cold temperature for the last week. I have not been riding since last Wednesday. I took a week off. I don't care to ride when it's 20 and 30 below zero. I know some of you guys from Minnesota laugh at my face and say, goodness, why are you wasting such great time? But this old guy here, when it dips below zero, for the most part, I bag it and I hang out with my Huskies instead. But today I got here, it was 2 degrees. I suspect we're probably up to 5, so we've more than doubled the temperature. I mean, darn near a heat wave. They're freezing down in Florida. I saw a guy riding his snowmobile in Florida this morning. Absolutely amazing. But here we are in Island Park, and we're going to go out for a wonderful ride. And it looks like we have all of South Island Park to ourselves. So I'm going to get the rest of my kit on. We're going to load up, and the three of us are going to head over to Mesa Falls. We'll see you at the falls. We are on the Mesa Falls Trail. We've just come out of Bear Gulch. I got my friends MJ and Mike with me. And we're going to run up this trail now and go take a look at the falls. I suppose that big sign speaks for itself. Mesa Falls, Upper Falls is our target for the day. That I talk about, you're only good on the very cold days. Hey guys, we've made it down to Upper Falls. Let me pan out. We're just about to start the walk down, and I wanted to show you what you see from up on the top here, and that is very much what we are here to come look at. It should be, in fact, absolutely spectacular. I think we picked the timing right on the money. Let me flip the camera and show you guys what I'm looking at. So that's the bottom of the falls, and we'll pan back over here to the right. And that is what we came here to see. As we get down out of the trees, that'll become more visible, and you'll see how incredibly beautiful that is. And you get to see that on the very, very coldest of possible days. All right, we are heading down. I'll let you guys enjoy this amazing walk. Mike from North Dakota was kind enough to grab my drone bag and carry that so I can still use the camera and walk down these amazing steps with you without slipping and falling on my butt, which I have done on many occasions. But as we get down to this first platform, you'll be able to see a little bit more. Just look at that. How magnificent is that, huh guys? You come to Island Park, you come to West Yellowstone because you want an experience, you want something you're never going to forget. Well, I'm here to tell you, Mesa Falls in January is one of those things that you will never forget. It is truly that beautiful. It is an absolute must-see destination if you come to West Yellowstone or Island Park in the wintertime. All right, we'll continue on down a little farther. There are 3 big observation decks here where you can really see the falls, and here we go. Now, look at that. You have to go back and look at my summer video where I came up here in June or July and put the drone in the air, and then compare that to now. And I'll put the drone up here in a few minutes. I'm pretty sure I can fly it without it dying. I don't know. It's going to be a risk. My big concern is that the propellers on the drone catch some of that mist and they flash freeze. But we'll go down there and we'll give it a try. But just look at that. Look how beautiful that is. And all that mist just flashes right up there and freezes and turns that canyon wall striking brilliant white. Yeah, so beautiful. All right, we'll continue down to the second landing point. You know, during the summertime, these rails are 3 or 4 feet tall, but in the winter, we're walking on a lot of snow. So they're only knee high. I don't think it's gonna stop anybody from going over the edge. Oh my gosh, look at this. Such a pretty place. You come down here and the top of the falls is almost frozen over. Look at that. The river's still flowing, but it's so shallow. And that's only a foot deep maybe. So it's totally able to freeze over and create these beautiful channels. We'll go down the last couple of stairways. And of course, there's nobody here. It is completely deserted, which is normally the case. You'll get a couple of tour groups coming in from West Yellowstone or Island Park, and that's usually it. Otherwise, if you come, you'll have the falls entirely to yourself. Oh my gosh, dang, that is just straight down. It's so different in the wintertime than it is in the summertime. It's hard for me to convey how different the feel of being here is in the middle of winter, and literally in the dead of winter. And when the sunshine hits it, you know, the sun's behind a cloud right now, but we get that moment where it just lights up and goes bright white. It's stunning. It really is. It's absolutely beautiful. But then you've probably heard me say that about Island Park in West Yellowstone more than once on this channel. This place is chock full of magnificent beauty. Really, truly, one of the most pretty, beautiful places on the face of the earth. And so much of it is only accessible if you're a snowmobiler. If you come here in the summertime, which I encourage you to do, you will not be able to go to all the places that we go on a snowmobile. There's far more restrictions on what you can and cannot see when you come out here in the summertime. But in the winter, for the most part, if you can get your sled to go there, you're allowed to go. We have a few restricted spots, but really not very many. Any place that you're competent to ride, it's yours to go for. All right, let's turn around and take a look at this now from a slightly different angle. Yeah, there we go. How's that? And what's fun, and here's something again most people don't know, you can ride your sled in to that ridge from the other side. It's somewhat of a challenging ride, but it is totally doable. I've done it once. It's all trees, hard tree riding, but you can come right up to the other side of this ridge. I hope you enjoyed that little handy cam view. It is absolutely stunning, super pretty. We'll walk back over here to MJ and Mike and we'll see. Okay, boys, first time here.
Yep.
What do you guys think?
Amazing. This is awesome.
Is it worth coming to see?
Absolutely.
Now you had about an hour sled ride to get here?
Yeah.
So these guys didn't make a crazy long ride, but it took them about an hour to get here from Central Island Park to come and meet me today. And I promised if somebody came, you'd enjoy what you're seeing. I think the boys are reasonably silent enough for the level of awesomeness and magnitude that they're looking at. All right, let's go get that drone in the air. Look down at that water and look at all that frozen ice that's in that water. Yeah, I look at that and I think of my little drone. It's like, oh, if she falls in there, she's gone forever. So I admit, it makes me very nervous. I try to be extra careful. In the summertime, I can get you down there and get some really beautiful shots up close to that mist coming off. But in the wintertime, boy, I was nervous. I admit it. I hate the thought of losing a couple of $1,000s a drone down in the cold, icy depths of Mesa Falls. The other thing I should mention is we got a couple of volunteers here. Just guys that showed up with shovels to come and clean this place and make it accessible to guests that are coming out here. And I got to say, kudos to them. What a nice thing to do. I've met these guys out here a couple of times, just clearing the path so that other people can come out and enjoy some of this goodness without slipping and breaking a leg. And I think that's just the most awesome thing in the world. The sun is crazy bright today, as you can see. Just spectacular bluebird skies. But today's unexpected rant. Got a couple of things I want to talk about. As I was coming back up from Mesa Falls, I stopped to talk to the two guys that were down there clearing the steps. And I said, would you guys be interested in me doing a little interview with you and, highlighting some of the stuff you're doing? And they both looked at me. It's like, no, please don't. And I stopped and I thought, and I looked at them. I said, Forest Department? And they both said, yep. I said, you don't want anybody to know you're down here helping out? It's like, nope. Don't want to do that. We don't have written authorized permission to come and volunteer to do something good for humanity. And I thought, geez, what the hell is wrong with us? Seriously, America, when somebody wants to come down and do free trail maintenance, do they have to really go through a whole permit process and get licensed and certified and verified and bonded and insured? And can't somebody come and shovel snow for the benefit of humanity? it just kills me. I mean, honest to God, it breaks my heart. There's two guys down there doing something decent, you know, helping people out on a busy weekend here at Mesa Falls. You know, on a busy Saturday or Sunday, we'll get 100 to 200 snowmobiles. During the middle of the week like now, you might get a dozen a day. But I was talking with these guys and it's like, yeah, you know, people come out here that have hip issues or foot issues, and, you know, if they slip on the snow, it could be a life-threatening injury. So they come out and they chip away the snow and they chip away the ice and they make it accessible for people. And, you know, for whatever reason they're doing it, the fact is they're doing it. They're doing the maintenance, and it makes one of these really spectacular natural wonders accessible. I'm going to turn around and get the shade in my face. I apologize. It's just so bright I'm squinting. And nobody should be penalized for coming out and doing something nice for other people. I'm out here shooting these videos for your benefit. You know, I have no monetary interest in this. I know there's people that just cannot stomach the idea that I'm actually doing this for free. But I love sledding. I love Island Park in West Yellowstone, my favorite place in the whole dang world. I come to Mesa Falls multiple times during the summer. I bring friends and family, and I bring snowmobile people up here on a regular basis because it's stunning. You know, when we talk about places that are, oh my gosh, I don't know what the word, celestial in nature would be a term we use in Southeast Idaho. It is magnificent. It is spectacular. It is awe-inspiring in the truest sense of the word, okay? It's just that incredibly beautiful. And it's dangerous to go down those steps. And there's, you know, 100 steps you've got to go down to get there. And they're covered in ice and covered in snow. And here's a couple of guys out there, you know, taking their time and cleaning it up, making a path for people. And they should be saluted and, you know, praised. And it just bugs me terribly that our laws and our system has become so convoluted that guys like that are afraid to have their face on the camera for fear of repercussions. But that's my rant for the day. I don't know, what can I say? Just seems wrong. Hey, President Trump, fix the Department of the Interior. People should be able to volunteer and do good deeds. That's all. All right, we're gonna get back on the sleds. We're gonna head out. We're gonna go check some trails. We're gonna check the meadows. We're gonna go have some fun now. I suspect this little section right here is a good example of everywhere in Island Park. We have the big open spaces that are easy to access, tracked out. You get a little cluster of trees like this, which is incredibly friendly riding. I mean, anybody can ride in these trees. And we can take off and go through here, and there's no tracks. This is what I expect is going to be the case everywhere inside of IP and West right now. As soon as you get off the beaten path, as it were, get away from the main trails, get away from the big open meadows, and head into the trees, we're probably going to find some good riding. I'm going down Warm Springs River Road, I think is what it is, and dipping back and forth into these little meadows side by side. I've got two boys from North Dakota, and Mike, where are you from? And one guy from Iowa. So I want to flip the camera and let them tell you what we found, give you their honest, unbiased opinion of what the snow's like right now. Mike from North Dakota. Mike, yeah. Tell me what you think about the snow today.
I think it's got a nice base to it, and if you're wandering off the trail far enough, you can find the powder. So.
Did we have to go very far off the trail to find untouched virgin snow?
Not extremely. You do have to get off the trail, but...
How far would you guess we had to go before we hit any of those open meadows?
No, by far less than a quarter of a mile, maybe a third of a mile.
Less than a quarter of a mile. I think that says a lot. All right, Mike from Iowa, the next victim, contestant. Mike, tell me about the snow condition today.
I'd say the trails are as excellent as they can be, and yeah, getting off trail, simple, great snow, good powder. How
far did we have to go to find decent snow that's worth playing in?
Like Mike said, not very far.
Not very far at all. And MJ, here's the one young man in the crowd, so he'll definitely have a completely different take, a whole different version. MJ, how was the snow today?
Snow's awesome.
Okay, you're not supposed to say that, MJ. You're supposed to be the young guy who says it sucks, it's terrible.
Oh,
it's all tracked out. There's no fresh anywhere.
Yeah, it's just awful.
It's
it's perfect. I mean, it's great for carving and wheelies and just everything. I mean,
awesome.
It's amazing.
Thank you. Surprisingly good snow. Really, truly, no doubt about it. I would not have guessed we would find anything like this down here on a main trail, just untouched on the left and the right. All right, lead on, boss. You're in charge. can go across the, again, this is trail 315, Hatchery Road, I think. We can go right across the trail and there's just more and more untouched virgin powder. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. It's in gorgeous condition. This stuff is just beautiful. This is just wild. It should not be this good back here. We're down low, we're in a high traffic area, and the snow is completely untracked, and I'm just speechless. I don't understand. It should not be this good down here. This is fabulous. Good snow, untracked, completely virgin territory. It's all to ourselves. We're right off a major trail. And yet, here we go. This is as good as we're going to find anywhere in Island Park. I don't know how many times I've said this, and I'm starting to question my own sanity. But we've just gone from meadow to meadow to meadow. And we've been going down Hatchery Road, I think, is where we were last. Just dipping left and right. And we are finding insanely good snow. Completely virgin, untracked, meadow after meadow after meadow that nobody has been into. You know, and I think I've stopped and done this a half a dozen times, but I'm speechless at how good the snow we're finding is. It shouldn't be this good, not down south, not at this altitude, not this close to these big trails, but we are just bounding along down here, having a freaking great time. And the only tracks we're seeing anywhere are just the three of us. It's amazingly good riding. Is the snow 2 or 3 feet deep? No, not at all. The snow's, what do we got? The snow's 6 inches deep on a great base, but you can go, it's like hero snow. It should be the middle of March or April. The snow is so set up so nice that it's so easy to come through and not get stuck and not have any troubles, but still be able to carve and lay the sled over and have some fun. And my gosh, this has turned out to be such a surprising day. We set off just to go to Mesa Falls and get some pretty pictures of the falls, and I figured, you know, I'll go ride trails for a little while, and man, was I wrong. This just turned out to be great. Hey guys, it's just after 6 p.m. We're off the mountain, back in the parking lot and ready to begin the ride home. What a fabulous day. What a surprise. It'll be really fun going home tonight and putting the edit together on all the video that I shot today. But dang it, I was surprised. We found so much good snow, way more than what I was expecting. So much completely untracked in those meadows. I hope the video turns out really well tonight, because we did find just some wonderful riding in southern Island Park. The Mesa Falls was gorgeous. It was absolutely spectacular. We nailed it on the time before the face started to break and all the snow was coming down. And then we just spent the day riding. It started out at 2 degrees, and by the end of the day, it was 18 degrees when we got back to the parking lot. So it had actually warmed up considerably. I took off most of the heavy clothing and put on lighter gloves and a lighter vest and all the rest of it, and just had a blast. I don't know what else to say. I had a really good time out riding, just boondocking around, clear skies, lots of sunshine, no wind to speak of at all. Just another fabulous day in Island Park. As I got back to the car, I started looking at all the comments. Okay, so everybody really enjoyed the video last night about the pirate guide, and so many of you told me I should go for the eye patch and get the parrot on my shoulder and the whole bit. So I may indulge and have a little bit of fun with this in the coming days. We'll see, but it looks like the whole concept of Graybeard the pirate guide struck a chord with everybody, and y'all had a little fun with it, and I think that's great. So maybe I'll be able to incorporate that. In the meantime, this is Christopher, your friendly forum admin from snowwest.com, on the mountain, in the snow, and we'll see you guys online. Thanks so much.